Legends never die when the world is calling you. Can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die, they become a part of you. Every time you play for reaching greatness, relentless, you survive. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near. It's deep in their bones, not right into smoke when the fire is fierce. Oh, yourself up, 'cause legends never die when the world's calling you. Can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die, they become a part of you. Every time you reach greatness, legends never. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near. It's deep in their bones, not right into smoke when the fire is fierce. They're written down in eternity, but you'll never see the price it costs. The scars collected all their lives. When everything's lost, they pick up their hearts and avenge defeat. Before it all starts, they suffer through harm just to touch a dream. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause legends never. When the world is calling out die when the world is calling you. Can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die.
Before we start Block Tides family, here's a quick caution. All investment strategies involve the risk of loss. Nothing you hear or see here should be considered investment advice. Any reference to an investment's past or potential performance is not and should not be construed as a recommendation or a guarantee of any specific outcome or profit. We never ask for money, and we never initiate direct messages first. Beware of scammers. Your safety is our priority. We want to clarify that we never ask for money and never initiate direct messages first. If anyone does, they are not affiliated with us. You can also contact us via email at support@blocktides.com to clarify or report any concerns. If you encounter any suspicious activity or scams, we urge you to call the Interagency Response Center, IARC Hotline 1326. It's operational 24/7 and manned by trained professionals who can assist with various scam cases. So, are you ready for the Block Tides Live AMA? Join us, learn, and let's make memories together, all while staying safe and
Give me a hand. Legends never die when the world is calling you. Can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends
Hello everyone, please press 1 if you can hear me.
become a part of you.
Please press 1 if you can hear me. I think not. Naririnig niyo ba ako? Hello LFG. So, hello there Jan and Magno. So, I can see your chats already here. So, Merry Christmas everyone and Happy New Year. Block Tide, sabi niya. So, thank you so much for that. And of course, good evening. And then Bri Efondo from Facebook. So, Facebook also, Marina LFG. I just want to give a shout out to Brian Efondo. You know, this guy is really amazing. Why? Hindi dahil favorite ko siya, hindi dahil sumusuport siya sa Block Tides or whatever. Kasi siya yung tipong taong he will not basically choose whatever he's supporting as long as it's actually he's exploring in the blockchain world. You know, this is where I started. So that's the reason why I can see myself sa case ni Brian. So si Brian is really exploring the blockchain world. He's really investing. So guys, this is not a financial advice. But of course, even sa bubble pong, even sa other things that we actually interview. So basically, Brian is really there to support everything that Block Tides is supporting as well when it comes to clients. So yeah. Anyway, I want to see the comments on YouTube. So yeah. So, medyo gamer tayo ngayon. So, who actually is fond of MMORPG? Hello to Charlie Ray! So, nakikita ko to guys. I actually have like a photographic memory. So, this will be the last live stream of Block Tides this 2023. But of course, anticipate more when it comes to 2024. And at the same time, more news. Ang daming partnership when it comes to Block Tides. I can't wait to actually announce it. But of course, if you believe in jinx, if you believe in bad juju, that other people can actually cast evil eye upon your plans. So keep it to yourself, guys, okay? That's what I always say. Do not share your dreams. Kahit kanino. Kahit kapamilya mo man yan, kahit sino pa yan, kaibigan mo or whatever. Basically, it will ruin your plan. Okay? So keep it to yourself until it's actually molded, until it's actually firm, na tuloy na siya. Okay? Kaya nga 'di ba, when it comes to trips, when it comes to our outings, the reason why it's always postponed when it's carefully being planned, because sometimes the enemy can actually plot against your plan. So keep it to yourself, guys, okay? All right. So, I just want to go ahead and do a shout out to the 215 viewers. Tama ba to? Oh wow, on our live on my own Facebook account. So, hello guys. All right. I can't see the comments on YouTube. Teka lang, ha? And I want to check first if ready na ba si James. Makahula kung okay. One person who can actually say who this guy is from. Do your own research about this guy. So, nandiyan ang Google, guys. You can't ask ChatGPT about it, but you can definitely go ahead and ask Google if sino ba tong kakausapin ko for tonight. Who is he? Who is this guy that I'm gonna talk about? For me, he is a legend when it comes to development. The brains behind the big app before. So, kung sino man makahula ng app na yon, so I'll give like 1,000 pesos for you. And of course, one planner, by the way, additional giveaway for Blocktide's community who will actually like all of the social media channels of Chain Crisis. One lucky person will actually receive a planner from Starbucks. Oh, this is not a sponsored video from Starbucks, guys. It's just my own collections of stickers. So that's the reason why I really love my community. So lahat ng mga loyal sa Blocktides, alam ko you have a great purpose in life. All right. So let me just go ahead and check. By the way, watch this Awakening theme video that I always play during our Binance Live. So basically, this one is on YouTube, and later we'll get to know more about the project behind the one that I posted just recently. So I love actually yung mga gantong biglaan kasi mas natutuloy siya at walang nakakasira ng mga plano ko. Alright, so please watch this commercial first while I actually check our guest for tonight. He is very special way back when I'm starting in the blockchain space, by the way. Way back, he's actually with the Merge Commit, and he actually wants me to be part of his company before. But anyway, we'll get to know more. Hello there, Bon Marcusa. Thank you so much for engaging on my personal post, actually, my page. I always see you, by the way. Don't worry, kilala ko kayong lahat, guys. So thank you for the genuine support and comment. So watch this commercial video. This one is basically like a music video, but there's a message behind it. I just want everyone to be prepared when it comes to the upcoming 2024. There's a lot of big shifts that's gonna happen. Only the fittest will survive. They're just kidding. But of course, always pray. So watch this amazing awakening video for everyone. So I'll just check our speaker for tonight. I'll be back.
A person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts. So, he loses touch with reality and lives in a world of illusions. By thoughts, I mean specifically chatter in the skull, perpetual and compulsive repetition of words, of reckoning and calculating. I'm not saying that thinking is bad. Like everything else, is useful in moderation. A good servant, but a bad master. And all so-called civilized peoples have increasingly become crazy and self-destructive because through excessive thinking they have lost touch with reality. That's to say, we confuse science with the real world.
This is the beginning of meditation.
Most of us would have rather money than tangible wealth, and a great occasion is somehow spoiled for us unless photographed. And to read about it the next day in the newspaper is oddly more fun for us than the original event. This is a disaster, for as a result of confusing the real world of nature with mere signs, we are are destroying nature. We are so tied up in our minds that we've lost our senses. Time to wake up. What is reality? Obviously, no one can say because it isn't words. It isn't material, that's just an idea. Reality is
The point cannot be explained in words. I'm not trying to put you down. It's an expression of you as you are. One must live. We need to survive, to go on. We must go on.
a person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts. So, he loses touch with reality and lives in a world of illusions. By thoughts, I mean specifically chatter in the skull, perpetual and compulsive repetition of words, of reckoning and calculating. I'm not saying that thinking is bad. Like everything else, it's useful in moderation. A good servant, but a bad master. And all so-called civilized peoples have increasingly become crazy and self-destructive because through excessive thinking they have lost
Facebook. Checking. Hi, Myrtle. Thanks for having me here. Checking. Sure. Yeah. Thank you, Myrtle, again for having me here. And hello, guys. Magandang gabi to everyone here. I'm James Florentino. I'm the founder and developer of Chain Crisis. So for those who are new to the game, Chain Crisis is a cyberpunk MMO shooter on the Solana network. So later on, I'll tell you more about the gameplay. But first, I'll introduce myself first on what my background is and how I got into crypto and into gaming. So to share about a little bit about myself, I've been a startup founder for 10 years now. I've started in crypto around 2011 with Bitcoin. So in fact, like this is my 12th year now in the crypto space. So have seen a lot of like bull and bear cycles. So we're pretty much like immune to the to the stress and the euphoria that comes into every cycle. But as far as my professional career is concerned now, I've been a software developer for 20 years. So even when I started my own companies, when I became a CEO of my own company, I still code. I never stopped learning. Coding is really my passion because for me, being able to code allows you to build things that is impossible to do if you're not a technical person. So for example, automation and stuff like that. So that's the reason why I never stop my craft. It's been helpful. Actually, for Chain Crisis also, all of the gameplay that you see in the current build right now was done by me alone. Except for the art, of course. We have a talented team of artists on board who did all of the art. But as far as the gameplay is concerned, I'm the only guy right now, temporarily, who's developing the game. It's not an easy journey, of course, because Unreal Engine is especially Unreal Engine 5, very new. So I really had to learn and spend like 16 hours a day on average trying to like assimilate the technology. So that's my background. Happy to discuss more about my past ventures, but that's basically my background as a founder. Mhm. Sure. Well, we can start as far as siguro 2011 because I think like 2011 was like the pivotal moment in my entire career. So in 2011, I was as a software developer. I've been doing back then Flash, HTML5, JavaScript, software development. So I was a dev really. Like that was my I'm known in the community, in the startup community, as like the dev to go to when you're building something complex. But when I learned about Bitcoin in 2011, it was through an IRC channel. So today we have Discord, right? But yes, I'm really old. Yeah, in back in the day, yeah, like as I said, there hasn't been any Discord, Slack, or whatever community groups out there. So most of the nerds, like myself, we hung around in IRC channels. So I was part of a group called Browser. I think it was Browser-based games or something else. And somebody like shared a link to the Bitcoin white paper. Initially, I didn't pay much attention to it because it was too technical. Imagine this is like 2011, so the concept of blockchain itself is like unheard of at that time. Um, so I ignored it for like maybe I ignored it for like maybe a couple of days. But when somebody posted an explainer video showing the commercial applications of Bitcoin, like for example remittance during that time, I became highly interested in the technology. So I started diving deeper into the tech, and then I started to see well, back then, no, it gave me the realization that for the first time in human history, anyone anyone can now send and receive money from anyone and anywhere in the world. Parang back then, the way to send money abroad was through Western Union. Yes, correct. Bank transfer, PayPal. They're very slow. Usually it takes 2 to 3 business days before. And people can't do anything about it because it's an institutional gatekeeper, these banks. So when I learned about Bitcoin in 2011, it gave me the epiphany that, hey, this could actually change the game. So that became my, I would say, that was the time I fell in love with crypto. So 2 years later, after 2011, 2013 came about. And then I started the first Bitcoin exchange in the Philippines called buybitcoin.ph. So it's an OT. Because the reason why you weren't able to hear about it is because we were operating under the radar. But we were acquired. We were acquired 2 years later by SCI Ventures. They're a Bitcoin investment group in the Philippines. They're also one of the pioneers in the space back then. So we hung around with their team and we became friends. And then later on, let's say, because coins.ph was, so we launched first and then coins.ph launched a month after. And of course, back then, correct, coins.ph was a small company at that time. But of course, uh, mhm. Yeah, that's well, just to add something. In 2013, there was literally no KYC at that time. But a couple of months after our operations, we had a discussion with the BSB. And then they suggested that as best practice, it's best to have KYC. Even though that before, Bitcoin wasn't considered yet an asset or a currency at the time. The legal framework for cryptocurrencies in the Philippines back then in 2013 was like very, very loose, or even in 2014 for that matter. So anyway, and in 2015, we sold that company to SCI. And then personally, for myself, uh, we buy Bitcoin.ph. We sold it to SCI Ventures. And of course, we did that merger because personally, I thought that it's going to be hard for us to compete with the CEO of Coins.ph that time. And it was also my first company, so I literally had no idea about venture capital, how startups work, and I do know how to build a product at that time, but like I had so many things to learn. I was very young, and yeah. So fast forward 2015, it was the time that we sold the company, and at the same time, Ethereum launched. So it was a new journey again, a new learning again for me. So I started learning the technology of Ethereum. So took me around similar to Bitcoin. No, 2011 I started learning Bitcoin, and then 2013 I started a Bitcoin exchange. So 2 years. likewise here in Ethereum, it took me 2 years also to figure out what I wanted to do. And then 2017, I started a blockchain software development shop. So basically, it's an outsourcing studio where most ICO projects in Japan threw their projects at us, and we would build it for them. So I think that's also correct. Correct. Yeah. Same with you. True. True. Yeah. That was like super long time ago. True. Mhm. We've raised a total of roughly around $2 million in 2021. We didn't do that much PR because back then, well, we did one post, but that's it. We didn't really like say, "Hey, we have raised so much money," you know. But the reason why I didn't do PR at that time because I wanted to first internally assure ourselves, the team, that we can actually build the game, right? Because when I pitched to the investors the idea of Chain Crisis, it was literally just an idea, a pitch deck, and the only reason they invested was because of my track record in the industry. So, but correct, yeah, yeah. So it was also the peak of the bull run. So literally, like investors were like very checks. But I mean, the reason why we didn't really announce like do a PR about our raise was mainly because we wanted to first assure ourselves that we can build the game. So like an MMO is something that's not easy to build. We chose an MMO because the results, if done correctly, would give a very good return of investment and return of happiness for us developers because we can scale the thing that we built serving hundreds or perhaps even thousands of players. Diba? So the satisfaction there as a builder is very enticing. So we spent around 18 months to do pre-production. So in game development, usually you do pre-production, production, and then you launch the game. So it's a very long cycle. So we did pre-production for 18 months. We did prototyping. We tried to brainstorm what kind of like gameplay is like best for this type of community in Solana. And after 18 months, we also built internal tools inside the project. So um, it took us around 2 months only to develop the pre-alpha build that's now on the Epic Game Store. But it took us 18 months of like R&D, just like wearing our scientist hat, trying to figure out what's the best tools available and what's the best approach to doing certain things in a triple A, or at least we try to be a triple A game on the Solana network. So right now we're very much reaping the benefit of our hard work for the past 18 months because now it's easy now to implement ideas in the game. So mhm. 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 Sure. It's a long time, yeah. Building a 3D game on Unreal Engine is no joke. I mean, looking back, if my intention is just to like release something quick, I would have probably just used Unity. There's so many Unity developers in the Philippines, but with Unreal Engine, it's like there's so very few of them because most of the Unreal Engine developers are either in the US or in Europe. It's a for some reason in the Philippines there's not much UE developers here, unfortunately. Yeah. Um, it's a very specialized. It's like I know. Here in the Philippines, there's a lot of PHP developers, right? And there's find the Rust developers. It's like very few. So yeah, so that's a similar scenario with Unreal Engine and Unity. So the reason why we stuck with Unreal is because of the new features that Unreal was building in their roadmap. So for correct. It's also an investment, by the way, because for example, if you're building something, let's say your roadmap is like 5, 6 years for the project to actually flourish. As a CTO, you would want to invest in a technology that at least build it in 2 years and you would be able to use it for a long time, right? So you build once and then you just maintain. That's the ideal software that you want to build. And that's the reason why we chose with Unreal because Unreal, when you work with the engine, they give you the full source code. So if you're a coder, sometimes when you use an existing framework, you have to sometimes like tweak that framework a bit to fit the project's business requirements, right? So that's the reason also why we decided to go with Unreal. The of course the caveat there is it's difficult to learn. Most of the talents are overseas. Even in our team right now, our Unreal talents are from Russia. They're there's literally like zero talents of not zero, but very minimal talents of Unreal Engine developers and artists in the Philippines. So that's also one thing about Unreal. We did a system wherein you can change your clothing. So for example, in our character modular character system, we have an outerwear where you can change your jacket, an innerwear where you can change your inner shirt, leg wear for your skirt or shorts or pants, and then footwear to change your shoes. So that probably took us the longest time. It took us probably to build the source code, I think 6 to 8 months. And then for the rest, uh, that part was easy. The hardest part was figuring out how to like standardize the shape of the clothing. So that took us a year, 12 months, with our 3D character artists. So yeah, it was a very long process. Mhm. True. Mhm. 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 Mm, 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 I can okay. Yeah, I can probably skim through the white paper. I don't have the a machine right now with me. Yeah, I could probably like go through the gameplay mechanics. But for them to actually try the game, wait for the access codes. So, mhm.
when the world is calling you. Can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die, they become a part of you. Every time you play far reaching greatness, relentless, you survive. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near. It's deep in their bones, not right into smoke when the fire is fierce. Oh, yourself up, 'cause legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die, they become a part of you. Every time you believe in greatness, legends never. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near. It's deep in their bones, not right into smoke when the fire is fierce. They're written down in eternity, but you'll never see the price it costs. The scars collected all their lives. When everything's lost, they pick up their hearts and avenge defeat. Before it all starts, they suffer through harm just to touch a dream. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause legends never. When the world is calling out your name, begging you to fight. Pick yourself up once more. Pick yourself up, 'cause legends never. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near. It's deep in their bones, not right into smoke when the fire is fierce. Legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die, they become a part of you. Every time you play far reaching greatness, relentless, you survive. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near. It's deep in their bones, not right into smoke when the fire is fierce. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die. Legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you play for reaching greatness, relentless, you survive. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near. It's even their bones, not right into smoke when the fire is fierce. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you reach greatness, legends never. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near. It's even their bones, not right into smoke when the fire is fierce. They're written down in eternity, but you'll never see the price it costs. The scars collected all their lives. When everything's lost, they pick up their hearts and avenge defeat. Before it all starts, they suffer through harm just to touch a dream. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause legends never. When the world is calling out your name, begging you to fight. Pick yourself up once more. Pick yourself up, 'cause legends never. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near. It's even their bones, not right into smoke when the fire is fierce. Legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you play for reaching greatness, relentless, you survive. They never lose hope when everything's eternity, but you'll never see the price it costs. The scars collected all their lives. When everything's lost, they pick up their hearts and avenge defeat. Before it all starts, they suffer through harm just to touch a dream. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause sadness never. When the world is calling out your name, begging you to fight. Pick yourself up, the world's more. Pick yourself up, 'cause legends never. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near. It's deep in their bones, not right into smoke when the fire is fierce. Legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, relentless, you survive. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near. It's deep in their bones, not right into smoke when the fire is fierce. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die. When the world's calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, legends never. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near. It's deep in their bones, not right into smoke when the fire is fierce. They're written down in eternity, but you'll never see the price it costs. The scars collected all.
All right, so they can hear us now. Hold on, let me just check. Okay, James. I think they can hear us now. So I will enable it.
Okay.
All right. Can you see us, guys? By the way, can you see me? Can you see me? So I'll make you the host now, so you can share.
Awesome.
And
Let me
then
just open the game,
yeah,
and then I'll share my screen.
there. You're the host now, so I'll stop my video. One moment.
Okay. Hello, guys. Can you see my screen? Oh wait, how will I know?
Yes.
um,
Actually, yes, I can see it
okay.
now.
All right. Okay, I'll walk you through, guys, the current pre-alpha build of the game, so you can have an idea on the gameplay and also what kind of experience we're expecting for the players to have in this game. So, all right. So the game starts by when you open the game, you're greeted by a main menu, and then the first thing that you would do is to create a new game. So since I already have a character here, there's a continue button. So I'll just go for a new game. So the first step that you need to do is to select your body type. Do you want to be masculine or do you want to be feminine, right? So for example, let's choose feminine first, right? So once you choose your specimen or your body type, you'll be greeted with a list of like different character ethnicities in the game. So far, this is our first season one collection for the characters. We have more coming up, but this is how it works. So you can also randomize it if you want. So once you choose your let me just silent my phone. All right. So once you selected your specimen, which is like your body type, you can now change your hair. So you can also randomize it. So there are certain hairs that are feminine and there are certain hairs that are for male. No? But of course, since this is a cyberpunk genre, you're free to actually dress up your character the way you want it. So for example, if you want your character to be like maybe feminine body type, but masculine in terms of their wear, in terms of their appearance, that's also fine. You can also choose a cosmetic, which is like makeup. Right. So if you want to have a gothic look, you'll be able to select like a gothic item that you can equip to your character. If you like K-pop, like I like we do, you can also apply a K-pop makeup. There's also neopunk here, and there's other makeups that we'll be adding soon. But this is so far our first batch of traits that you can equip to your character. So, for example, if let's make a K-pop idol. For sure, we'd want to have like a something like this, or probably this hair, right? So, and if you don't like this particular makeup, you can also change it to the way you want it. So, for me, I'll stick with the K-pop makeup. Yeah, so. All right. So next would be to select your clothing. So this is the last step for the character creation. So right now, most of the clothing that you see here are masculine body types, mainly because the first NFT collection that we sold to the community are mostly male. But in our we will have an upcoming collection where there's like a mixed gender of mixed genders in the collection. So yeah, so you can change depending on your personality type. If you're like someone who likes to be like a hacker, you can choose a hoodie. If you're a person who's like more of a sports outgoing person, you can choose the gym suit. Right? It really depends on how you want to express yourself. And let's say, for example, you want to choose a male, you can just go back and then choose a masculine body type. So yeah, but I would like to play as a feminine character in this game, mainly because of the amount of work that we did in the female characters, like super um, high compared to the male one. So let's choose a good hair here. I think I'd go for the long undercut. All right. I think I'm happy here with the character. And for the clothing, I'd probably want a jacket, so it's more urban in terms of her appearance in the game. And I'll probably name this person Sarah. All right. Um, all of the specimens, all of the traits that you saw earlier, they are all NFTs, by the way. So if ever you happen to like pick up a rare item after you defeat a boss fight, you'll be able to sell it later to the open market. So, all right. So once you've confirmed your character creation, you'll be transported to what we call your first dungeon mission area. So your main goal here is really just to complete the entire run here. So before you do that, you have to first equip some weapons. So if you try to go out, you'll be prompted to equip your character with a cyber deck. So I'll give you a quick summary of what cyber decks are. So in this world, in Chain Crisis, the year is set in the year 2080, and most of the people here, at least the majority of the population in this world, have embraced cybernetic enhancements in their body. A good example would be, in today's time, like people don't mind anymore if you've done some surgery on your nose, your butt, or whichever part of your body, right? Especially if you're a model, you need to be able to book to have bookings and projects, right? And it's hard to do that with natural beauty. So most women or men undergo surgery so they can have more projects to work on, right? Even with bodybuilders, it's the same. Today's bodybuilder, they would inject steroids or other performance enhancing stuff to basically enhance their already good genetics. So likewise, in the year 2080, it's the same thing here, except that people are more. It's more. It's not. It goes beyond the human modification, because now you're actually implementing cybernetic enhancements into your body. So the first thing you can do is just open your inventory by pressing B for backpack, and then you'll see like there are 4 icons here. So the first icon is your cyberware. This is like this is the chip that you install in your brain, and which basically gives you magical abilities. And the second slot is called the cyber mod, which allows you to have passive abilities in the game. So for example, if you use the samurai mod, you would have an increased attack speed when you use a two-handed blade. So we can use that. So the third slot is what we call the cyber limb, which allows you to have skills and abilities for mobility and movement. So for example, if you use tiger thighs, you'll be able to dash. Let me just show you guys, right? This one. If you use, let's say, a jaguar blitzers, you can sprint. Right, so those are two different abilities. If you use the falcon gliders, you can glide. So right now this dungeon is like quite small, but in our future update, we'll start rolling out our newer, more vertically high dungeons where you can glide properly. So yeah, so it's good if you're like, let's get a gun here. I don't know if you guys play Fortnite, but usually this is a very popular move where you just glide and then you shoot whatever's in your way. So that's the idea there. We also have other stuff here. This is still a prototype. This is what we call the spider crawler. So it allows you to latch onto walls. Right. So yeah. So this one is very awkward to use here because the verticality of the ceiling is super short. All right. So, but in the future update, you'll be able to use these cyber limbs properly. The fourth one is what we call the cyber optics, but we haven't added yet our our abilities here. But sooner or later, this slot would grant you the ability to basically see more information in the battlefield. And all of these items are NFTs. So, for example, let's go back to Cyber Deck, right? So, if you wanna, let's say, use Octopus, Octopus would allow you to cast a decoy of yourself, right? And when the enemies attack that character, so let's try that in actual combat. Let's go out. So it's a way to lure enemies away from you, and if they get hit, they would stun the enemies nearby, and also produce a damage over time, right? So that's one. The third one is what we call the Ape Cyber Deck, which grants you the ability of rapid fire. So the way it works here is that if you activate it, you'll be able to shoot twice as fast than a normal fire rate when you equip a gun. So that's the great part of it. Yeah. Even also like the semi-automatic weapons get become automatic when you use that ability. So it's very good for boss fights when there are single targets. But of course, when you're dealing with like mobs of enemies, it's not going to be helpful. I'm going to show you my favorite what do we call this? My favorite ability, which is called Repulse. So this one allows you to stun the enemy and then do a quick melee assault to them. So this is more of a defender ability in the game. So if you like to play defensive, if you like to protect your allies from enemies, that would be your choice to use as a ability. Example here, stun them and then try to finish them real quick. Of course, if you don't take care of your health, you'll die, and then you have to respawn again in the game. I'll show you guys another cyber deck, which is the Eagle Cyber Deck. So this one is pretty cool if you're doing like reconnaissance mission, especially for missions that require stealth. So this is how it works. If you press Q, you'll be able to like detect the enemies that are nearby. So if you're playing multiplayer, this is really helpful because you'll be able to inform your allies of where the enemies are. And so what else? The last ability I'd like to show you is the Salamander Cyber Deck. So the Salamander Cyber Deck is it's basically a heal ability. So if you press Q, you'll be able to heal yourself and also other allies if they're around you. So you need to be like very careful about the type of cyber deck you equip. So obviously for solo players, it would be better to just use offensive cyber deck abilities here. But if you're playing as a team and then you have to survive waves and waves of enemies, then mixing and matching these together would be the best strategy to actually win. The last one is what we call the Monkey Cyber Deck. So this one is like a malware. So when you infect a person, a target, they would infect the other target like coronavirus, and then they would get reduced HP over time. So these are our initial abilities, right, for season 1 of the game. We are planning to, like, of course, launch multiple seasons as we progress towards our game development journey. But that's the main reason why we've introduced a cyberware system so that players can customize their appearance. and sorry, their abilities. So it's not like your typical Valorant game where the abilities are predefined for you. Here, you actually have the freedom to customize yourself. So I'm gonna change my cyber limb to probably this one because I want to be able to run and move fast to my target. So, oops. So this is like the Jaguar cyber deck, which allows you to move really fast. So there are some items in the game that allows you to pick up. So when you see them, just feel free to pick up. Now, this one, before you can enter the final room, you have to, in a way, like download the data first. But of course, since you're accessing data in a facility, it alerts the enemies, and you have to survive the wave. So, a little bit about the background of this weapon system. So, this weapon system was heavily inspired with Valorant and CS:GO. So even like the logic of the bullet spread, for example, we don't use we use a custom recoil curve. So it's not just random numbers that gets what do you call this, that spreads throughout the game, throughout the target. It's actually following a predefined curve. Yeah. So that way, if we need to balance the game later on, it will be easy for us to do so. So it's not entirely random. So you can also hip fire. So there are two ways to shoot. One is aiming like this, and one is like hip fire like this. Of course, when you aim, the accuracy would be a lot better. And you can pick up all the items that you can pick up in the game. I'm gonna choose a different mod. I'm gonna go for a cyber. I'm gonna go for like a gunslinger mod. So this one allows you to reload faster and equip your guns faster. So when you're using a shotgun, I think this is like the best cyber mod to equip because it allows you to reload faster. The shotgun has a I guess like a 1 second reload time that is needed for the ammo to be replenished. Yeah, so that's basically like how this game mode works. So remember earlier when when we were defeating the boss, the enemies earlier. That's what you call the defend the objective type of game mode. So basically, you just have to survive the timer. And this one, you have to survive the waves. Now, so right now, I can die as many times as I can because this is a pre-alpha build. But in the final build, of course, to encourage what do you call this? To encourage competitiveness and cooperation, we would be limiting the deaths to like 1 to 2 deaths only. And so I'm gonna change probably I'm gonna change this to my Panther Cyber deck. So I would probably guess that some of you would probably enjoy using this, but so here's how it works. If you wanna play like a ninja, you can teleport. So that's the Panther Cyber deck. So inspired by Black Panther. So of course that's called Shadow Step, the ability. That would take you, of course, some RAM and also some cooldown time for you to be able to activate it again. Oh yeah. So the one thing to note also about this game is that the damage of the enemies and your damage as well of the firearms are consistent with each other. So you can't just like not have a strategy when you're dealing with this these enemies, because they can really take you down. And later on, I'll also show you that your performance in the game matters. So for example, if you press tab, we are keeping track of how much headshots you're doing, how much deaths you've accumulated, how much melee attacks you've executed to defeat an enemy. Yeah, so these things will matter in the leaderboard later once we finish the game. All right, what wave are we? I hope it's like 9. All right, final wave. Thank you. So let's just finish this round, and then the next room would be our boss fight. Right. Oops. Oh damn. We also have one game mode that we're working on, which is escort the VIP. So if the VIP dies, it's basically like mission over. We'll probably push that around April this year. We just need to like finalize some of the game mechanics to be able to make it enjoyable to play. So okay, we finished the room objective. Now we're into our final objective, which is the boss fight. Now, since I am facing a boss, I'm gonna equip the Ape Cyber deck because this would allow me to basically. Yeah, let me just show you how it works when I'm not using the Cyber deck, right? So it takes a long time for them to die, and it really hurts when they shoot you. So this guy is called Mech Dyson, which is like our first boss in the game. He's like 95% cybernetically enhanced, so he's super powerful already. And there's no way that you can win without any plan or strategy. So if you played like Elden Ring, for example, these are the types of bosses that inspired us to do something like him. Right. So now, as you can see, like the less health he has, the more active, the more faster he becomes, the faster he becomes rather. So I'm just gonna stay away from him until such time I can get a really good position, so I can do this. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's a bad thing about this. If you're running out of bullets, it's really hard for you to basically win without deaths. So, right, let's do this. All right. You see how he did an animation there? It means that he's now aggro. So all of his attacks would cost 2 times damage. So all bosses would be like that. So okay, now he's like running. Right. So we have to basically like mission over. We'll probably push that around April this year. Okay. We just need to like. Yeah, so remember, this is like a pre-alpha build, so it's really impossible to defeat this alone. So you really need to have teammates. On, dude, die already. Yeah, so remember, this is like a pre-alpha build. Oh, shit, so sorry. It's really impossible to defeat. All right, there we go. Woo. So you really need to have teammates. Yeah, it's this is like the first boss, right? Imagine the other bosses that we have in store. We also have like a sniper who turns invisible when you shoot. So anyway, so once you defeat the final boss, you have to interact with a terminal that would grant you a reward. But since this is a demo, you'll just be teleported back to the main menu. So unfortunately, my score is around 20,000 only, so I couldn't beat the other person, which is called Baby, who scored 26,000. So So yeah, that's the pre-alpha build that we made so far. We are still working on adding more content to the game, and yeah, looking forward to your feedback if you want, if you have some ideas. Okay.
All right. So thank you so much, James.
Oh, I
All
think you're
right.
muted.
There. They can hear me now, I think. Can you hear me, guys, by the way? I know now how to navigate it. Because again, I told you, we don't usually run the YouTube on YouTube when it comes to live, because of YouTube's policies. But anyway, so guys, can you hear me? By the way, we have 230 viewers, I think. Oh, that's a lot. And there's a lot of questions. So we have plenty much time to basically answer. I'll choose the three lucky people. Hindi naman siya lucky kasi pinag-isipan nila. So throw in your questions and I will basically choose, guys, the best questions for James. Okay? Are you ready, James? Medyo ano pala.
Yeah, I'm ready to accept hear your questions.
Actually, there's a comment. It's by Mark Anthony San Juan. The final boss looks like Adam Smasher.
Oh, yeah, we got that comment probably like one or this is probably the third time. Believe it or not, we it wasn't intended that way. It just makes sense that to have like a boss that's big and strong and something that requires requires you to keep shooting for that boss to basically die. So it's not intentional. So
Oh my gosh, Eloisa said, one of your team members. She loves customizing. I want customization too. I played PUBG. So both in mobile during pandemic, way back 2019, and of course sa desktop din. Napakalaki ng file. But I really love customizing, like, and purchasing, by the way. So expect that I will buy a lot of things inside Chain Crisis very soon, along with my daughter. And Brian said, John Brian Bonaris, I love cyberpunk concept. Why cyberpunk, by the way? Is it just because of the hype, or what's the inspiration behind it?
well, cyberpunk has been. I think that's in the crypto world. Cyberpunk is like the inevitable future of society.
Mm-hmm.
Like even today, right? People are slowly becoming more reliant on AI and
Mm-hmm.
reliant on, and sooner or later, people would also be augmenting their body parts with machines in order to become financially more successful.
Oh, wow.
So it's just a good theme for us to work on because, for example, if you choose fantasy, it's there's so many fantasy games out there. It's really hard to stand out. If you go for a few super futuristic like space or perhaps Star Trek or Star Wars type of game, um, I mean, like most of the people who would appreciate that are nerds like me, and probably most of them are gonna be boys, right? So, for us to make a commercially successful game, our vision is to see a majority of the population play the game, regardless of age, gender, and of course ethnicity. And I think like Filipinos, Eastern Europeans, Americans, they all love cyberpunk idea because of how closely related or how close it is actually to becoming a reality in society. Unfortunately, so
Mm-hmm.
that was my inspiration.
Oh, okay, guys. So that's basically the inspire. It's not a question, guys. By the way, James. I just actually, it's my own personal question, because cyberpunk has been like hyped too much, like since 2021, because of the metaverse, right? Metaverse. All right. So I have a lot of questions both in live chat on YouTube and Facebook. So I chose one question for you. So we'll answer this. We have 5 minutes left, and then we go back again for the last two questions. And how do you want for the 100 winners, by the way? Is it gonna be
Yes.
random? Is it gonna be, yeah, you decide.
Well, the way it works would be they would have to join our Discord, and they would have to finish the Zeely quest named become a runner, or in short, become a chain runner. So once you finish that quest, you'll have a runner icon in the server, and then once you have that, we'll gather all of the users, and then once we generate all of the users randomly, we'll ask for their Solana wallet address, and then we'll do an airdrop at a later date to their addresses automatically.
Okay, so guys, please go ahead and go to our Gleam link. So it's basically before our post. So we tend to usually post late because yung biglaan, guys, yun yung natutuloy, 'di ba? But anyway, sorry earlier for the technical glitch. So the first question that I chose is basically from Get Sphere. I don't know how to pronounce this. So Get Spear, he or she, I don't know. So again, what I read on Medium mentioned that in Chain Crisis economics, there are tokens like creds and WRPG. However, why is there suddenly a token called Crisis in the airdrop for NFT holders? Oh yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, that's what I chose.
Yep, correct. That's a very good question. So before, the governance token name is actually WRPG, which stands for Warp Gate. But after like 2 years of pitching it to different people, they kind of thought, I don't think it really jives to the Chain Crisis brand. So we decided, okay, let's just scrap WRPG as a token, and let's just use another name that's more relatable and closely tied to the brand. So we chose Crisis.
Oh, okay. So there's no issues behind, like, because other projects tend to like a switch when it comes to liquidity, when it comes to this or that. There's no issues, but it's really about the branding, right?
That's right. So there's not gonna be any WRPG tokens. It's gonna be Crisis, the governance token, moving forward.
So it's a heads up also to update your your website and white paper. Thank you so much for
Yep.
that question, because it can confuse, especially those who's really an OG in the space, right? So thank you so much for that. So please message Block Tides. You're the winner of 1,000 pesos. And of course, we have 2 minutes left. So I'll choose later. We'll be right back, guys. So it's just quick, okay? So 3 minutes. Best question, kasi ang sisimple ng mga nakikita ko. Please don't copy paste in most of the AMAs. Kasi nakita ko na to talaga. I saw this. It's just like I joined 50 AMAs, James, during Place War time. And it's on repeat. I can see it's on repeat now. So think of a good question, challenging question. That's the reason why I choose questions. Kasi it's very rare for you to understand the project. The purpose here is for you not just to share this, but for you to be interested in learning more about the project. Right? So that's the purpose why I wanted more challenging. Hindi dahil smart at geek si James or he's a tech guy, but I want it more challenging kasi when you think outside the box, it means you understand what we're doing here. So let's not just be here for the giveaways, but for us to really support a project, not just Chain Crisis, but of course when it comes to Block Tides, right? So we never ask you anything. So we'll be right back again. So everything is fine when it comes to next time. It will not happen again. So put and throw away your questions for James, and of course the lucky two winners of 1,000 each. Noche Buena ba tawag dun? So Noche Buena din yun, guys. So I'll be sending it personally right away. Since I really love the project when I saw this in BBC. We'll be right back and see you again.
me your hand. Welcome to the club, no I don't ever wanna see you back. Oh yeah, no more tears. Oh yeah, no more tears. Take that chance. Legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you play for reaching greatness, relentless, you survive. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near. It's deep in their blood, not right into smoke when the fire is fierce. Oh, self-fire, 'cause legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you greatness, legends never. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near. It's deep in their bones, not right into smoke when the fire is fierce. They're written down in eternity, but you'll never see the price it costs. The scars collected all their lives. When everything's lost, they pick up their hearts and avenge defeat. Before it all starts, they suffer through harm just to touch a dream. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause legends never. When the world is calling out your name, begging you to fight. Pick yourself up once more. Pick yourself up, 'cause legends never. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near. It's deep in their bones, not right into smoke when the fire is fierce. Legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never see the price it costs. The scars collected all their lives. When everything's lost, they pick up their hearts and avenge defeat. Before it all starts, they suffer through harm just to touch a dream. Oh, pick yourself up, cause sadness never. When the world is calling out your name, begging you to fight. Pick yourself up, once more. Pick yourself up, 'cause legends never. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near. It's deep in their bones, not right into smoke when the fire is fierce. Legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, relentless, you survive. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near. It's deep in their bones, not right into smoke when the fire is fierce. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you reach greatness, legends never. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near. It's deep in their bones, not right into smoke when the fire is fierce. They're written down in eternity, but you'll never see the price it costs. The scars collected all their lives. When everything's lost, they pick up their hearts and avenge defeat. Before it all starts, they suffer through harm just to touch a dream. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause sadness never. When the world is calling
Hello, guys. Can you hear us? Let's see. Let's see.
Mhm.
Are you able to hear us, guys? Can you hear us? Let me check. Yeah, by the way, your music is that your own music?
We use copyright free music.
Ah, okay. But
We
you're
haven't
planning to have your own, right? Siyempre.
later on once we have enough funding. For now, we're just keeping it like low and focusing on gameplay first.
Ah, that's why.
Mm.
Okay, let me just check. Hey guys, can you hear us? I think yes. I think yes.
Oh yeah, can hear
Yeah.
you.
Actually, there's something happened when it comes to the upgrade of MacBook. It's really crazy on what's happening with my desktop right now. Kasi napaka ano niya, hindi siya full when it comes to the overlays and all, and then the streaming. So some creators are also having technical issues that
Mm.
Streamlabs and OBS basically when it comes to Mac pag nag-switch ng
Right.
screens. So I have to use like a switcher. So you have to use that when you have your own like studio for Chain Crisis. Kasi 'di ba
I'm
when it comes to League of Legends, they do have like their own studio when they release products, when they release a character. So yeah, let me check, guys. There. I think naririnig na nila tayo. Kayo masyadong seryoso sa quality nito dahil hindi pa ito yung seryosong live namin ni James. Ang seryosong live namin ni James. Ayan, okay na. So basically, yung official live namin ni James talaga is sa Binance. So we just want something to happen when it comes to Chain Crisis and then the pre-alpha. So it's nothing quite big kasi when you actually like do a Binance live, there's a lot. Yung huli namin is around 7,000 people. And it's real. You know how Binance works. Maybe some are botted, but I think because ang dami talaga ng babash doon. Seryoso. So you have to like protect yourself first before doing a live on Binance. There's a lot of energies. So yeah. So let's choose the questions. You can hear us, guys, right? Okay. So the team actually chose a question, but if you have or if you're capable to choose a question, maybe you choose the last one sa YouTube comments.
me. Okay. I guess there's one um question here. Well, it's not a yeah, it's a question. So there's a question from Guy Sphere.
Oh, napili na siya. Yung una.
It's about the white paper, I think.
So additional yan. So, Gee,
Mhm.
sorry,
Oh,
but
okay.
only
All right, all right.
one win so we can have a chance. Pero sige,
Okay.
sagutin mo na rin.
Yeah, just to like answer the question, when would the white paper be ready? We would the white paper would be ready around January 2. So, but we'll be doing the airdrop before that. So, don't worry. We will announce the details of the white paper on January 2, once of course the holidays are done, so we can all have a more serious discussion about it. But yeah, the current white paper is not as technical as it used to be before. The white paper is now tailored mostly to gamers and potential backers of the project if ever they want to become part of the game. Um, yeah, I guess the other question here that was asked, is it from Edmund Kaluna?
Mhm.
Is this free to play, or are we required to mint or hold NFT to be available to play the game? So, good question. It's a free to play game. I guess somebody also, Ian already answered it. But to address it, it's a free to play game. So our market here is, of course, our default market is really like Web3 players, right? Because they already know how to install a wallet and stuff like that. But of course, our main job as builders is to attract Web 2, or at least people who are not in Web 3 yet, to go into Web 3. So, in other words, the game would be free to play. The only time when you have to interact with any Web3 wallet is when you, for example, you pick up an item, right? So that's a transaction in on chain, and then you want to maybe post that item in the marketplace so you can sell it to another player that may need it, similar to a traditional game. So that's the only time when you have to learn the Web3 side, right? Because of course that's already like trading in the market. So, but of course you can just enjoy the game by accumulating all of these assets if you want. So that's the good part of it.
Okay, so some comments. Ito na yung huling question. So, yung some comments, actually, ito yung napansin ko rin nung una. That's why I checked the website when you approached me. And then I want to generate my own character. Hindi pa pala pwede. So, Makshine Justin said, characters look badass fire. It's from a Facebook, and his comment also is, it's like the Matrix. The person can download mods into their brain and learn different skills. Oh wow, you love that, right? You
Exactly.
love that.
Exactly.
Ah,
It's a cyberpunk literature.
Matrix.
So
Ah, okay. Oh, I love it. Maybe that's the reason why I'm drawn to it as well. So even though I didn't know that, so he made the research, huh? So good job, Makshine Justin. I think mga gamers talaga to, na ito yung masarap i-target talaga. Yung talagang real supporters that will really like yung barkada niya, barkada nito. Kasi that's how most of the games na sumikat became so successful. Is because of the passionate gamers who really supported them like by word of mouth, right? So, Brian, where's your question? Kasi ikaw yung laging napipili sa question. So, actually, yung Metal Gear ang una kong naalala dito. Metal Gear, kasi nga, it's really the foundation of my childhood, yung PlayStation 1, 2, and 3, along with my parents. You see, my parents are also gamers, guys, by the way. Si Mama and Papa actually played like Resident Evil. If you actually know Resident Evil, and then yung si Ada, 'di ba? And then yung may dinosaurs pa. Yung maiksi yung buhok. I forgot the name. Oh my gosh. Yung may dinosaur na character. Yung papatayin mo yung mga dinosaur.
I think that's called Dino Crisis.
Oh yeah, Dino Crisis. Ang ganda ng game na yon, super. Yan yung nagbuo sa kabataan ko around like 7 years old. 7 to 10. So yeah. A lot of people like commenting $ crisis. It's cool. Dino Crisis. So, more question guys. So, walang question sa Facebook. Are you sure? Kasi nasa YouTube yung iba. Yun yung pinromote natin,
Okay.
diba? And,
Mobile devices.
kasi pwede mong i-adjust yung auto, and then sa YouTube, much friendly sa mga nakadata.
I see. Okay.
And like in Facebook, ito yung mga social media, 'di ba? Pag nagbuo ka rin ng mga social media team mo, on board mo yung sarili mo, yan yung mga matuturo ko sa iyo, James.
Okay.
All right, so the last question, guys. Bri, are you checking the comments? Ayun. So the first question again is guest peer, and then Edmund Kaluna. Thank you so much for the question. You're really paying attention. That's what we love here, the purpose. Kasi yung ibang influencer, they just select questions. That's it. You know the value. So, the last question, Bri. Kasi yung iba napaka-plain eh. Eto, see? Eto, si Alice Morales. So, did you consider community feedback request during the creation of your project during the 18 months creation of your product in order to expand on fresh ideas for your project?
We did actually, but we didn't. We only parang took it with a grain of salt. So we just absorbed all of the feedback and all of the insights from the community. But I feel like this version of the game is our proposed solution to that problem or suggestions that the community was giving to us.
So, yun yung mga
Because
nag-review. The ones who done like a review way back, like, I think last year. Meron
Yeah,
kasi.
yeah, around 2022, 2023. We were suggested also like can you add PvP stuff like that. So at one point we were actually prototyping a PvP in the game, but after like testing it out, I don't think there's so many PvP games na kasi already in the market, right? So and
Yeah.
especially in Solana, it's a very good model kasi for
For
transferring
exchange,
tokens
yeah.
with each other.
Yeah, yung
So we
exchange of tokens, like the economy itself para sa kasi you know guys, transactions are very important in a platform, not just in Web3. That's the reason why yung coins PH10 and then 'di ba yung ibang traditional finance and games. The reason why even yung Wild Rift, they do have tokens, right? So there's also an exchange. I'm sharing what I know. So I love sharing what I know. So yun, may mga exchange when you buy skin, you use like Riot points before and then Garena shells, but now it's the James, I know that you agree that the most very acceptable use case for now is really gaming when it comes to crypto, right? Because of the reason, at the same time the use cases, and then the purpose behind NFTs. Kasi other projects, they can just launch NFTs and basically it's just pure JPEGs. Actually may point din si Bill Gates that time, right? Like for example yung JPEG thing. But when
Mhm.
as time goes by, we have higher intelligence and creativity that can actually be like collected, right? Collectively feedback through feedback. So Alice actually, that's the question from Alice. It's good to have feedback. So two questions are basically from the game. So yung question is really like the community aspect of things. Kasi that's what's important, right? The founder that's listening to the community. And it's very rare. Actually, Binance is also doing that. CZ and other top projects, right? Kasi that's what makes an app successful. Yun yung mga ano yung sagot ko sa Forbes and Cointelegraph articles. Yung feedback. Kasi once you don't listen to the what the customer wants, in a
Mhm.
perspective of ROI, guys, ROI, revenue for a company to make it more sustainable, you'll die. You'll die immediately. So that's why. So, I actually want someone to do a screenshot once the game will be available, and I have a good surprise for you guys. So yung winner for the planner. So the universe has still good plans for everyone, but of course, the planner. So wag niyo ibenta yung Starbucks planner, guys, ah. So I'll give it away. So it's from Block Tides. It's solely for this campaign, and of course, we will draw it. It's random. Please follow the Gleam, and we
Mhm.
will announce the winner on our Binance Live next time. It's exciting kasi ang
Nice.
ganda. Ang ganda talaga nung planner ng Starbucks. It's more bigger and it's worthy for you to be able to jot down your plans. Kung may plano man kayo sa buhay. Writing is an effective way, guys, to manifest things, by the way. So, I actually want to choose one more question. So, this one is from the Facebook. Kasi lahat sa YouTube nakuha.
Uh-huh.
It's actually from Bray Fernando Efondo. He's one of the loyal Block Tide supporter sa live once nung nilaunch ko siya for 3 years. James, imagine that. 3 years. Ang daming tough fans ng Block Tides is around 200. We never remove badges. So it's 200 who always engage. Lahat yan organic. So, ang sabi ni Bry Efondo, he always purchases NFTs, by the way. So may one buyer ka na ng NFT. So yeah, Bry Fernando Efondo, can the POV be selected from third person to first person?
There is a
Parang
there
napaisip
is
ka
a
doon.
there is an option actually for I was trying to not to disclose too much information, but there's a our gun right now is like static, no, but we have a system we're developing which is a modular gun. So if you want, for example, if you aim, you want it to be on first person, you have to change the parts of the gun to have a scope. So that would enable you to go first person.
Ah, very
So
bright, James. Also a purchase.
that's also an NFT crafting. So
So you need
it's
to
a
craft. So
yeah,
guys, kasi
correct.
ako malabo rin mata ko when I tried playing like what yun? Yung sa COD mobile.
Mm-hmm.
Ang hirap kasi my mobile is so small and then sabi ko ba't ganun yung crosshair? Right? So it's a good question to be honest by Bri Afondo. It's more of on the game aspect. So I have a special gift for you. It's basically a food because we're partnered with Grab, by the way, James. Grab Business.
Oh, nice.
So I'll give you a voucher for you to claim. That's for Bri Afondo para meron ka bukas para sa family mo during 31st, of course, celebration. So, any more comments, guys? Any more anticipation? So, I'll give you a chance and I'll read it out loud. So, meron pa nga dito, can we customize the keyboard mapping?
Yes, of course. That will come later.
Huwag
Once
kayo
the
excited, guys.
topic.
Pre-alpha, you know, the phase of creating a game, guys, ang dami niyan. Free alpha, beta, yung mga, di ba ang dami, James? Seryoso. And then a lot of people like give away tokens for them to be rewarded because they're part of the beta testing. I know, kasi nga nag-launch din ako ng game, right? So, may airdrop. Ito yung magandang questions, yung mga cool questions na talagang genuine. May airdrop po ba? Now is your time to actually promote the Zilli.
Yeah. Yeah, for the airdrop for this particular live session, we're giving away 10,000 crisis tokens per person. So
Oh, wow.
the mechanics would be
Mm.
yeah, it's not 10,000 pesos, okay? It's a
10,000
10,000 crisis.
crisis. Depende kung
Yes.
magkano yung crisis, guys. Okay?
Yeah,
This is
there's no
not a
price yet per
financial
crisis.
advice. We're here to learn a chain crisis, but of course, it's your responsibility for your investments, okay? Malalagot tayo.
Yes.
So,
Crisis is like our governance token. So once we launch the protocol later, once we finish the protocol development, you'll be able to vote on the economic parameters of the game. So this is more for the community kasi for them to be able to have a say in the governance of the economy, right? So it hasn't been done before. So we're still like in the early stages of this particular model. But the good thing there is if the economy is doing well in Chain Crisis, the governance is doing well, all of the crisis token holders would be receiving rewards for their for basically staking the crisis tokens in the protocol. So
for being a diamond hat.
yes, correct. Pero yun nga, it's more of a very traditional token model. I didn't want to like explore too many complex token architecture kasi it could really like mess up the game. And so what I did was we just applied like a very simple two token model. Even the main token, sorry, the in-game token that we have, it's not even inflationary. So it's backed by stable coins. The creds, we call it creds. It's something that you use to buy skins in the game or buy, do crafting, for example. So we have a like our own diamonds, in-game diamonds in Chain Crisis. So
By the
exciting.
way, James, can you explain to everyone what's the advantages of actually having like a pegged to a stable coin? Coming from an
Oh, yeah.
OG. Not me now.
Well,
Yeah.
the reason why we had separated the two, because in some games in Solana, they only have one. For me, as a crypto user, I like to speculate, of course, because this asset might increase or decrease. We don't know, so I like to speculate. I'm a speculator. But as a gamer, if I'm playing a game, I don't want to worry about the price fluctuation of the currencies because I'm there to enjoy the game. If I want to craft items, I need to be able to know how much resources I need to have for me to actually craft, or for example, no. So that's the reason why we created creds for it to be stable as much as possible. It's not even there's no sense of it actually being traded on the open market because when you in order to mint creds into the system, you have to lock in stable coins into the protocol. So once you're done, you can just return the creds and then you'll get back your stable coins. So pretty much like a one-to-one reserved asset backing. So that's the idea. We,
Oh.
we we don't want to have like fluctuations in the game economy. But for the speculative aspect, like the governance token, we have those in place so that people can speculate on the value, on the future value of something. So
Okay, guys, now it's clear. Coming from an OG since 2011, James Florentino. So, by the way, I have a surprise for everyone since this is the last live of Block Tides. We call it now Dev Code Series. So, Dev Code Series because of James Florentino and Chain Crisis. So, this is not your typical AMA, guys, 'di ba? Wala kayong presentation nakita. We don't have, it's not so boring. So, James actually showed you the how to play it. Actually, excited din ako. Ayoko rin ng PvP when it comes to like that. Kasi mawawala yung essence of the original idea. 'Di ba? Yung ideation. So, good choice, James, on that. So, guys, I want to select 5 people from our live on Facebook. You'll be receiving 100 pesos. Yeah, 100 pesos worth of vouchers or maybe GCash. Ako na bahala doon. Pero 100 each kasi 'di ba the effort and it's actually night already. Nagstay sila. So 5 people. So Real Cram, message Block Tides. And then Joan Bernales, this is all from Facebook, 100 pesos from Block Tides. And then Mary Grace Malihan. And then Drew Yap. And then Eric Serda. Ang sipag nila mag-comment, so that's why. And then on YouTube, so YouTube guys, James, ikaw ang nagpa-YouTube sa akin, to be honest. It's a breaking record na, oh my gosh, YouTube. So si Angelica Daguro, and then Janen Magno. Siyempre si Eloisa, part yan ng team mo. Ikaw magbigay dyan.
Meron na yan. Meron na yan.
And then Linds 10. Nakatatlo na ako. So, Decifer Gaming. And then, last one. Sakto na ba? So, yeah. The last one is si Mark Anthony San Juan. So, your last message to the community, James. And I'll turn my cam off now.
Okay. First, I would like to thank everyone who watched this live session. It was very nervous for me as well because I haven't really appeared in front of many people for quite a while. I've been just silently building, but I really appreciate you're here joining this live session to hear me share my vision for Chain Crisis, and I do hope to see you guys again in the next live session or perhaps another streaming event. And of course, for those who are waiting for the crisis tokens, all you have to do is follow the Zili campaign, complete it, make sure you have the runner role in our Discord server, and then wait for further announcement because we don't manually send the tokens. That's gonna take us a long time. We will have to write the code for us to automatically disperse it to your wallets. So we'll be selecting the winners in Discord. Please give us until maybe tomorrow evening, or tomorrow evening would be best for us to announce the winners. Just join our Discord, stay there, and we'll basically tag you guys when it's time to actually send your Solana address. Okay. We also have like future campaigns in Chain Crisis for the Crisis Token airdrop after this. If you like to record for example, if you like to record gameplay and post stuff on your YouTube channel or what, we have a particular Zili campaign for that. Unfortunately, we can only accept. Unfortunately, the game only works on Windows. So sorry for the Mac users. But if you like to stream our game, we'll be open to also offer that as a Zili task or a Zili quest, so that when you're done, we can review it, and if it's good to go, you can post it on Twitter and share it to the world. Right. So Anyway, thank you guys thank you to Block Tides, to Myrtle and your team for having me here, and thank you for the audience and for the members of this community, of this wonderful community, for listening to our to my presentation earlier. So I guess that's it, guys.
All right,
How should we
James,
end?
prepare yourself to for the upcoming Binance Live. So we have to set a schedule for that. So stay tuned on our socials, guys. Make sure to follow. Please read carefully. Comprehend the instructions. So comprehend kasi one missing instruction. I know I'm poor in following instructions as well. So, just take time, huwag kayo magmadali to follow the instructions that we have for you to be able to get the NFTs and then at the same time, the crisis tokens. So, it's a good one. It's a good conversation, James. And for sure, I will include you, by the way, guys, next year. Stay tuned for what? For the upcoming big event of Block Tides. It's a conference to be held at secret muna. So secret siya kasi again, I believe in evil eye. So stay tuned and be ready. Maybe we can actually send you from Cebu to Manila, 'di ba? Or we'll go to Cebu. You'll never know. We'll announce. Keep your eyes peeled and I will include Chain Crisis there, guys. So you'll meet James. All right. So thank you so much, James. Happy New Year, everyone. And of course, God bless you. Thank you so much for supporting Block Tides and Chain Crisis. We are Filipinos here. Aren't you proud? So, of course, guys, I'll see you again next year, 2024. Block Tides, level 2. Level up na po kami. So, stay tuned for the upcoming news about Block Tides. This is a game changer, James, by the way. Since you witnessed that, we'll be releasing something very soon like you too, guys. So, let's support the Filipino pride, guys. And, of course, we all need light. The world is in chaos already. You see what's happening in Gaza and Israel, right? So, let's all be kind to each other. Let's not tear each other down because, again, we all know that the reality of the Filipino NFT community sometimes can be toxic. I am the truth and the voice, actually, James. I made that comment during L-Bank. Lahat sila nakinig sa akin. I didn't expect that, and that fueled the flame. So let's support Filipino projects because not everyone has bad intentions to the community. So let's go ahead and support each other. It's 2024. It's time for everyone to be awakened. Let's all be kind and be grateful. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much. Stay safe and Happy New Year.
Bye-bye.
A person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts. So, he loses touch with reality and lives in a world of illusions. By thoughts, I mean specifically chatter in the skull, perpetual and compulsive repetition of words, of reckoning and calculating. I'm not saying that thinking is bad. Like everything else, it's useful in moderation. A good servant, but a bad master. And all so-called civilized peoples have increasingly become crazy and self-destructive because through excessive thinking they have lost touch with reality. That's to say, we confuse science with the real world.
This is the beginning of meditation.
Give me your hand, take it to the side. Legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you.